Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. A few days ago, I made a video about the 5 worst Ultimate Forms in Generation 3, and now let's take a look at the top 5 best Ultimate Form cards in Generation 3. This is my personal list, it's just my opinion, so feel free to let me know what your thoughts are as well in the comments below. Let's take a look. We will begin this list with United Horse, which was introduced on September 23rd, 2019 in the event When a Serpent Strikes Back. Up until this point, all of the battle skills of the Generation 3 cards have been quite similar. Most notably, the number of power gems and other abilities were often restricted by the skill point that is built up. We saw a lot of copy and paste decks with similar mechanics, so when a Generation 2 mechanic made its way into the Generation 3 era, it was really refreshing and made this team fun to play. United Taurus was the first Ultimate Form card to have the ability to destroy an unlimited number of gems on the board, and also create power gems based on the number of earth gems present. We saw this mechanic with Gadget, and that was a great team which lasted a long time. However, this card did even more with the ability to cleanse all debuffs, and also heal for 250% for every gem destroyed. This card can almost do it all. United Taurus works great on its own, and does even better when paired with a Gemfall card. Its mechanics was duplicated in the following Dark Slayer Ultimate Form, Draconic Scoundrels, and we should expect to see more of these types of decks in the future. In the 4th spot, we have Swine Lord's Strike Team. This card did not exist yet when the event debuted on January 30th, 2019 in the Lunar New Year celebration event, but when the Ultimate Form card was available, it was immediately clear that this is a great card that can be used in guild vs guild fights as well as in events. Swine Lord's Strike Team is the first and the only Ultimate Form in the Generation 3 era to include both an immunity status as well as revive. It combined the best of the Master Collection card May the Pitiless and Rampaging AUY, and found itself in many players' attack teams and guild vs guild fights. On its own, it can create 7 total power gems, which still competes well with recent Ultimate Forms. It is weak against the Flatline debuff, so it will not revive when hit with it. But in today's meta, Flatline is rarely seen as a first defender in high levels of play. Swine Lord's Strike Team has definitely held its value, stayed very relevant, and earned itself number 4 rank in our list. Coming in at number 3, the Freedom Fighters was introduced on March 27, 2019, in the event Return to the Wasteland. This card surprised us all when its battle skill Regime Change dealt way more damage than we expected. After the initial hit, the following nuke damage would deal 5 times the damage from the card if you used a 3-key attack. The damage was so surprising that many people wondered if it was a bug. This mechanic was similar to Lalo from Generation 2, but in Generation 3 with empowered cards dealing 10 times the damage for affinity bonus, it had a major impact on the strength of the card. This team would be duplicated in each of the 5 affinities, and starting with the Relentless Scholars, the dev team actually had to reduce its nuke damage to be exactly 150% of the card damage to reduce its overall power. The card did have a couple of weaknesses though. It's not a great power gem spawner on its own, and the nuke only took place in the following turn. That means the nuke oftentimes would not fire in a close situation where you would time out, or if you lose all of your health after the initial attack. However, this card is so transformative, it had to be included in our top 5 spots. Coming in second place, we have the Enlightened Yokai. This card came out on August 29th, 2019 in the event named Anniversary Month Part 5 that wraps up a month-long celebration of Legendary's 3rd birthday. The fact that this card is a yokai should have been a good enough reason to be in the top 5, but there are other reasons why this card has ranked number 2 in my list. For starters, this card on its own is a great healing card. When your health is below 50%, it heals for 4000% of its own recovery, and in a 3-key attack, it will almost always fully heal you. The ultimate relic introduced in this event took it to the next step, and provided additional heals every 2 turns, so if you pair the ultimate form with the ultimate relic, its healing ability makes it almost invincible. It also doubles its attack whenever a healing ability is used, so it's more powerful while continuing to stay healthy to take on very high levels of ultimate bosses. On its own, it is a great power gem spawner and works well in any mixed decks. My favorite combination is the Yokai and the Relentless Scholars. Its versatility and healing ability makes it an easy choice for me to put it in the second spot. And finally, coming in at number 1 for me as the best ultimate form, it is the Devilish Duel, which made its way into the game on October 23rd, 2019 in the event Unearthly Halloween. Halloween deck was the most well-known and game-changing deck of all time, when the Mummy and Vascor was introduced way back on October 24th, 2017 in the Monster Bash event. It was the event that changed everything, with a single card having the ability to completely fill the board with Power Gem once. We will see the same type of mechanic again the following year, on October 24th, 2018 in the event Fennec Fright Fest, with Alex and Soul Thresher having the ability to create Power Gem 1 and 2 that fill the board. However, since the start of Generation 3, no single card had the ability to fill the board again, because it was too overpowered. This has now changed, with the Devilish Duel making its way into the game. While it cannot fully convert a board of 35 gems to Power Gems, it can convert 27 gems, which is by far the most any single card can do. Up to this point, we have seen plenty of full teams that are capable of filling up the board with Power Gems, but this card can be placed in any Earth Commander deck and make it powerful enough to compete in any event. For me, the deck building aspect of this card is what makes it number 1 in my opinion. On its own, it can be placed in a team of all support cards with weak skills, and it can still take down big bosses with no issues. It's interesting to note too that this is the only commander card in this list. The Devilish Duel takes the crown in my top 5 list, hands down. And that is all for today. Thanks again for watching, and again, let me know what your best 5 picks are in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Take care.